good.
All right, tell you what, are you ready to go? Well, then we will go ahead and begin. Well, first off, everyone, welcome. Thank you to all of you for being here, and especially to you, Dr. Quiros, for being part of our session this afternoon. Let me take a couple of seconds to introduce myself. My name is Art Valdespino, English teacher here, English professor, I should say, here at the Vibrant of the Campus, and I am your session moderator for today. And I'd like to welcome you to the ninth, it is amazing, the 9th annual Building Bridges Dual Credit Conference. It is still amazing to me that we are in our 9th one. Today's pre-conference workshop is entitled Find Your Way, Connect, Discover, Succeed at the Tejano Passport Program, presented by Dr. Ondrea Quiros. And we kindly ask for you to please keep your mics muted, so that way we can preserve the bandwidth. All right. Please keep in mind as we move through the presentation, the session will be recorded. And feel free to post your questions in the chat. There are 2 other lovely ladies helping us this afternoon. You've got Sue Selk, who will be in charge of the chats. And then you have Celeste Cardona-Comer, who's also in charge of some of the technical aspects of it, as far as the working with teams. Teams. For some reason, I'm blanking out on all of that. I apologize to you. All right, so we're there. We're doing all that. As far as EPCC faculty development credit is concerned, the sign-in sheet will be posted in the chat, so please feel free to look for it there. You will need to sign in with your EPCC login credentials, and afterwards, the full attendee list will be downloadable, from Teams for anyone without EPCC login credentials. Right. I will also post a session evaluation in the chat towards the end of the workshop. Right. So with that, I will pass the floor on off to Dr. Quiros, and I'll let her talk about this really great program that we have here at the college.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to do this. So first, welcome. This is about, I'm going to talk to you about dual credit and the new QEP. I am Dr. Ondrea Quiros. As he mentioned, I'm the Director of QEP and Assessment here at EPCC. And the first thing I want to talk about is our QEP, which stands for Quality Enhancement Plan. Now, this is something that is required of us of our SAC-COC accreditation, as well as something from the Department of Education. We need to actively show how we want to improve on student success or student learning. So our QEP is Find Your Way, Connect, Discover, Succeed, and we want to improve student success through increased communication and ongoing career exploration to empower students to take ownership of their academic and career paths. That's our goal. So, and please don't mind my ubiquitous Deadpool, he just gives me joy. So what we want to do for our QEP is we want to make sure that whatever we're doing as a community, as an EPCC community, we're going to help our students take ownership of their career and academic paths. If they take ownership of their academic and career paths, more students will graduate with fewer semester credit hours, and that is the name of our game. We want our students to come in here with knowledge and experiences and be able to take ownership of this path and go through with knowledge about what they're doing in their academic journey. Our QEP was developed over several years. Yeah, it took a long time to create this QEP. It started with analysis from data we already have. We, of course, connected to our strategic plan. We had broad institutional participation right during COVID, which was a lot of fun. In 2020, we did 2 EPCC topic selection surveys, 2 departmental surveys, 1 town hall, some task force, 3 pilots. Of course, we then researched for theory and best practices to come to our conclusion of 3 objectives for our QEP. So the first one is students will use the various EPCC communication methodologies to learn about and take advantage of what EPCC has to offer in terms of programs and event opportunities. That's our Connect portion. Now, the first thing we did was we have a brand new video. And this video is, and I'm going to show you where it's located, but it's located on our administrative tech, on our enrollment checklist actually, and it's on our EPCC YouTube channel. Now we're hoping that our dual credit folks will show students this video before they do the Applied Texas application, because this video, first of all, it gives a very broad view of all the many programs that are available here at EPCC. Many students don't even realize how much is available to them. Also, it's the first time that students realize that, hey, there's an expectation to go to NSO. There's an expectation to meet with their academic advisor and do an educational plan. And this is the first time they hear of this, and it's really important they know those expectations in terms of college-going culture. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, I might have a chance to show you that video and exactly where it's at. We also want to make myepcc.edu the go-to place for announcements and upcoming events. This is really important. So we have, from our research, we know that students follow what's going on at EPCC through Instagram or sometimes through the Blackboard feed, but it's very sporadic, and they might miss something that's coming up because they just see it every once in a while. This way, we want them to go to a place to find information. And it's also useful for our dual credit folks because this is how they can connect to what's going on in all the EPCC campuses, as well as different events that are going on related to EPCC around El Paso. We have a brand new way of populating the site, which is a request to promote form. So where we want our faculty and our staff to use this form in order to, if you have an event coming up that is involving EPCC students or would like to invite EPCC students, this is how we want to populate the my.epcc.edu site. We want to ask our students to use that EPCC email. Now, I know this one's tough. I know, especially for our dual credit students, they do not want to have another email they have to look at, but it's really important they get used to this college-going culture of checking their school email. So it's really important that all faculty, dual credit, on campus, wherever they are, to ask their students to use their EPCC email and use it themselves. That's how you communicate with your students. Finally, we have an expansion of the NSO. We want to have more NSO sessions. We want more students to attend NSO once they leave dual credit, once they leave when they graduate high school and they come. We want them to come to NSO. It's really important. There's so much important information, even though they were dual credit students, that they need to know before they come to EPCC on campus. Second objective, students become empowered to use online tools, assignments, and events in and out of the classroom to reflect upon and more deeply explore their career and academic paths. This is the discover part, and this is where a lot of dual credit faculty might be involved. So first, we're asking that more faculty complete DegreeWorks training. This will be done within the discipline, so faculty will be informed by the discipline if there is a discipline-wide training for DegreeWorks. DegreeWorks is a program we have here at EPCC that allows students to look at their academic plan and play around with it. Do some what ifs, like what if I go from full-time to part-time? What if I change my major? Which one of these will apply? So this is one of the things we have. We want our faculty to know about DegreeWorks and be able to use DegreeWorks with the students. And again, this is not, they don't have to have a deep knowledge of it. It's just a general use of DegreeWorks. Then we asked all the disciplines to choose at least one of the following: either host a career day event, have a career reflection assignment, or an assignment using DegreeWorks. Now, your discipline will let you know if any of your classes are involved with one of these three. These assignments are by the disciplines, and so they're not the same, and they vary quite widely, but they're all pretty amazing. We have 29 disciplines participating in a variety of ways. So the career reflection assignments is chosen by the discipline, it's created by the discipline, it's done where a student reflects upon what kind of, where they are on their career journey, how what they've learned will apply to their career, things that they may not have thought about in terms of their career journey, like, the expectations of where they will live, how that relates to the career, things like of this nature. To help this, we have brand new updated websites on our program of study page. Now, these updates on the career sides, it gives detailed information about the possible careers in many of the programs. And this is located on our programs of study page as you click through. It's very easy for students to do some exploring, and it's a great resource for this assignment. Of course, if they do either of these, career reflection assignment or an assignment doing DegreeWorks, we do assess how they're doing. So we want to know if students are valuing these assignments and how they're using this information. So there is a survey to be done afterwards. If you know that you're involved with one of these assignments and you don't have that code for the survey, please ask either your instructors or let me know. Okay, so QEP outside the classroom. These are career day events. These are organized by the discipline. They are advertised on myepcc.edu. I really encourage our dual credit faculty and administrators to take a look at myepcc.edu to know about upcoming events. Some of them are virtual, some of them are in person. Many of them are after hours to encourage a lot of participation. We recently had a couple weeks ago on 3 different days in the evening, the engineering discipline did several virtual career day events with different engineers. And it was a great opportunity for, say, dual credit students who might not know what a day in the life of an engineer is. And that's usually the case. Many of our students, especially those who are financially disadvantaged or perhaps historically marginalized, may have not had the experiences of understanding what exactly is what an engineer actually does day to day. And I know that was certainly true for my kids when they wanted to be engineers and they started going through their program. I'm like, hey, there's a lot of physics here. I don't like physics. Yeah, you picked the wrong major if you don't like physics. So understanding how the courses relate, how the information they're going to learn relates to the career, how they'll use it. So, hey, if they don't like something, if they're not enjoying parts of it, that's something to keep an eye out for, as well as what a day in the life is like. These are so important for these career day events. You notice a career day toolkit. This isn't really for dual credit folks. It's mostly to let you know if you wanted to host a career day, and maybe you would like to. There is a career day toolkit to help you organize such an event. Again, there is an exit survey. Again, we want to know how students are valuing these experiences and using these experiences. So if you do have a career day, please know that there is a survey. Or if you send your students to a career day, know that there is an exit survey. What we've done to all of the surveys, including this one, is we put a code on them so that when students complete the survey and they click submit, they'll have this code that they can tell their teacher, so the teacher will know, hey, yes, you did attend and you did complete the survey. Again, some of them are virtual, some of them in person, and dual credit students are welcome to come to all of them. So there is a website, go.epcc.edu/QEP. And there are two sways, and I learned from this experience that not everyone knows what a sway is. A sway is a lot like a PowerPoint. It's just that it's online and allows the user to click right all the way through it, click through the slides themselves. So if you open up the sway for faculty and staff, there'll be a button on the right-hand side that has an arrow. You just click it all the way through, and it gives all of this information, as well as direct links to the Career Day Toolkit, the Request to Promote form, and how to arrange for degree work trainings if you are part of the discipline and maybe that's part of your job to do. Any questions so far?
I don't see anything in the chat right now.
Well, then we will just moving on. Okay. Finally, our last objective. So I saved it to the last because this objective really is for students once they come to EPCC. Students will connect with their assigned early alert academic advisor to create their educational plans. Again, only after they graduate from high school and they come to EPCC will they need to talk to an early alert academic advisor. But it's really important that students understand that they need to do this. This is an expectation. When they come, we want them to create these educational plans, which is so much more than just a degree plan. An educational plan is meeting one-on-one with these academic advisors to allow them to talk through all of these different aspects, the career exploration aspect, the required aspect, what happens if you go from full-time to part-time, or an expected graduation date, which is really eye-opening for many students. There's a lot of discussion that happens. Usually they meet twice in the fall and twice in the spring, and this allows them to kind of take a look at, as they're going through and having these experiences, and as they grow and understand more about the expectations in college-going culture, how to make sure that their plans, their career plans, their educational plans adapt accordingly. So this is our QEP. And now I'm going to switch gears completely, 180, and talk about the Tejano Passport Program. So as the QEP director, we had a previous QEP where this program supported and continues to support for English 1301. They have to do a community essay or a project. But this program actually has grown in such a way, an unexpected result of this program is that so many of the community have gotten involved with this program. So our Tejano Passport Program is a program that we want to encourage community participation and volunteerism. It was a long time ago. It was our learning about the community as a community initiative, which started at this point quite a few years ago. But we continue to do it today, and it has, like I said, grown among our El Paso community partners. So Why should we do it? I like one of our geology professors, Rob Robbo. He says it puts the community in our community college, and that's really true. It's also really fun. Both instructor, we did a lot of research. I'm an assessment person, so I researched the heck out of everything. And we had so many students that wanted to be more involved with the community. They really enjoyed the program. We had so many results of, I never even knew we did this in El Paso. I started going, and then I took my family with me. We have quite a, at this point, we have 700 followers on Instagram and Twitter. Of course, we also have our, likes for Facebook. We have thousands of students that have participated, and at this point, over this number is a little outdated. We have 70 students who have gotten their gold medallions. So the Tejano Passport program in a nutshell. All right, so what they do is they go out into the community. They go to an event. They look for the Tejano Passport code. This is what the code looks like. Ta-da! That's our Tejano Passport code. And I'll explain a little bit more about it in just a minute. They either scan the code or click the link to get to the login page. Once they log in, they have to put in their EPCC credentials. So one of the key aspects of this program is students need to know their EPCC username and password. For dual credit students, this is usually the biggest challenge. The biggest hurdle is, do you know your EPCC username and password? This is the same one they use for everything. The only difference is their username is everything before the @ So our username is usually our email, but it's before the @ symbol is their username for this program. After they log in, they automatically earn points, and if they earned enough points, they can earn a free medallion, and you'll see those in just a moment. Okay, so we survived during COVID. It was hard. It was really hard. Of course, all the events went virtual, and then finally, starting about 5 or 6 months ago, they're finally going back in person again. But now we have both virtual and in-person events. A person can attend an event virtually through Facebook, Instagram, Blackboard Collaborate, and YouTube Live. We have many different, and also Teams. We have many different opportunities for that way. If they attend it in a virtual setting, they get the link in the comments section. So that's one aspect of Tejano Passport that really works. The link is easily sent to different community partners. This is what a link looks like. I know it doesn't look like your normal URL, but this is actually a URL. If the event is virtual, there's no scanning is needed. They just type that address in, they can immediately log in right in their computer. However, more points are given for attending an in-person event than doing one virtually. So all the virtual events are only worth 3 points, but all in-person events are worth 5 points, and if there's a volunteer event, it's worth 10. Now, I want to spend a moment just talking about codes, because we wanted to find a way to encourage our students to go to lots of different places. So when we first started this program, we didn't do this. It was just like go and click codes. Well, people would go to the zoo like 16 times and get their medallion, and that's really not the point. The point is we want them to have lots of different experiences. However, if they go to, say, one of the museums and they visit the museum and they see the museum, but let's say the museum is having a special event later on, 2 months down the road, and this event is another experience, a whole different experience than just visiting, well, we want our students to be encouraged to go back. So we create a program that they have a permanent code and a special event code. Excuse me. Hang in there, voice. So for the permanent codes, these codes are always good. They're good for years to come. You can only use a code once. They go to, one more second. They go to, say, the museum. They go and visit, and they get their 5 points. The special event is only good for 24 hours. So they go just to the event, that code is good then, and then they throw out the code. And finally, there's the volunteer event that's only good during the volunteer event. Now, if you include this in your classes and you offer extra credit, we asked through research, we've realized it really takes 6 events, either in person or virtual. If it's all virtual, it's like 18 points, to make it normal. So how can they show you that? And there's a way, and I'm going to show you how they can take a screenshot of the app to show you that they attended the event. But if you do extra credit, we do ask you to do more than just one event. Forgive me. So close to the end. There's no need to register. All students and faculty staff, if you have an EPCC username and password, you can do this. You just go to the Tejano Passport event calendar, you pick an event, follow the instructions in the description, or you use the link, you log in, and that's it. You get your points. Okay, so I do this because sometimes it works to show and sometimes it doesn't. This is a screenshot of if you want to find Tejano Passport. You just go to the website, click search, passport. It's usually the very first thing that comes up. Click on event calendar. See that button at the bottom, event calendar. Notice on the other side it says permanent QR code locations. So we have 26 community partners. They can go there and see all the different places they can find a code. But right now we're just doing the event calendar. Notice also there's a first time scanner code. Your students can practice using the code in your classes. And this is what the calendar looks like. We have tons of events and the calendar changes daily. We have tons of events and people say, hey, can you put this on the calendar? So please tell your students to go back and look. And they're from all over, all 5 campuses, as well as all over El Paso. So no matter where your students are, more than likely there will be some events close by. When they click on one of these events, you'll see I want to encourage them to look at the details. That's where they'll find out if it's free. Most of them are free, but some of them have a very small fee, like if they go to the EPCC Trans Mountain Theater. That theater costs $7 for students. Or if they go to McGoffin Home, that usually costs $4 to go in. They should know if there's a fee involved, but most of them are free. That also shows them if there's a special event or a permanent code. So they should know, hey, even though there's an event here, this is not a special event. It's just a permanent code, and I've already been there. Or this is a special event code, and this is I can get more points for coming back. So they go to the event. They enjoy the event. That's really important. I really encourage students. This is not like Pokemon Go. They're not supposed to run in there and scan and run out. They're supposed to go, enjoy the event, learn something, and then they maybe when they're leaving, or maybe during that time that they're there, they scan this code, or notice the URL at the bottom. Now, students, some of them may not have. Maybe they only have Wi-Fi. Maybe they don't have a service. They can take a picture, and like I said, those codes, even special event codes, are good for 24 hours. When they go home, they can type in that URL and still be able to get their points. So that's why there's both the URL and the scanner. So here is where they would log in. I need to take a moment here because the IT team is very proud that they made the background look just like a real passport. So we have to take a minute and go, ooh, ah. Moments pass. So then you put in their username and password. And remember, again, it's just for the username, it's just the first part. So my email address is oquiros@epcc.edu. I'm just going to put oquiros and, of course, my password. Again, same one you use for everything at EPCC. Once they do that, this is what it'll look like. It'll say you just earned 3 points. It usually shows the date. And I want to point out 2 buttons here. One is the events attended button. It's at the bottom left, and then the log out button on the bottom right. If they click events attended, they'll see this. So students can put at any time they can use an old code. They won't be able to get into the code as long as it's an old permanent code that's still open, and they can get into the app and they can click events attended. So they can actually always use that first time scanner code to get into the app. Click events attended, and it'll show the name of the event, what time they, what the event was called, and how many points they earned. And they can always find out how many points they have. And each time they log in, they have to actually log in. They can't just take a picture. They get points, and the points add up their entire time they have an EPCC username and password. They do not have to do this all in one semester. They can wait and spread it out, or they could. I've had students do it in 2 weeks. They can get 75 points for silver medallion or 100 points for gold. That's what the medallion looks like, and it can be won at commencement. Oh yeah, and the medallion's free, and the program's free. And again, there's no registration. They're already enrolled. So when they have enough points, here's the thing. I won't know it. I don't get a ding or an email or anything if someone gets the point. So they have to go back to the Tejano Passport homepage again, and they have to scroll to the bottom, and they have to fill out this medallion application. Now it says application, but really all it is your name, your phone number, your and an address. I don't think it's your address, just your phone number, your email address, so I can contact the student and find a time that I can meet with the student, and I will go wherever they are and to give them their medallion. Oh, notice at the bottom as well, at my email is at the bottom of both the QEP page and the Tejano Passport page. So it's very easy to contact me if you have any questions. So, please have your students follow us, especially on Instagram, because I post all the time new events coming up. Again, my information is on both the Tejano Passport and the QEP websites. We ask students to follow us on Instagram because that's the best way. Most students look at their Instagram all the time, and they scroll down to find out what events are coming up. I also want to mention, what I learned by doing this program is that there is an amazing amount of turnover at these places, at different museums and at the zoo and all these different places, our community partners. And so, I mean, for example, I just went to the zoo 2 months ago and I found out that they just transferred over again and the new person has no idea about Tejano Passport. If that happens, if a student ever has a problem and they didn't get their points, I have a magic wand and I can absolutely make sure that they get their points. All they have to do is email me and I can absolutely make sure they get their points. And also helps me know, hey, wait a minute, there's something that went wrong. I found out that the Border Patrol Museum just recently, like this was maybe a month ago, the person that was always running it, someone left, and so the new person, he couldn't find it. And this is how we make sure that the program stays viable. And of course, I reach out to our community partners at least twice a year. But again, you'd be amazed how often that changes. So any problems, have them contact me. I can take care of it. We want it to be a fun program without a lot of stress or problems. Okay, any questions?
So I have been encouraging people to write in the chat, but I think you've done such a good job, they don't have any questions.
Ta-da! Okay, so I do want to show two things. I'm going to stop sharing here. And then I am going to share, first of all, a website, my website page. There we go, EPCC Chrome. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is show Tejano Passport. Can everyone see Tejano Passport? Because sometimes when I switch web pages, sometimes I have to do it all over again. Can everyone see Tejano Passport?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so some things I want you to notice. Tejano Passport, there's that first-time scanner code that's always available for students to get into the app if they want to see how many points they have, or if they want to show and do a screenshot to show their instructor, hey, I went to these places to get their extra credit. This is the event calendar and the permanent code locations. I'm going to click on this 1 moment. Everyone see permanent code locations? Yeah?
Yes.
Good. So the permanent code, I just want to mention to please make sure that students read this before they go someplace, because the different community partners all have different rules. So for example, if they were to go to the Holocaust Museum, which is an incredibly great museum, they will not allow students to go and get the code unless they get there 45 minutes before the place closes. It's free, but they still want to make sure that students really enjoy the experience. Other places like the History Museum, they want students to enjoy the museum first and get the code on the way out. Again, there might be costs like the McGoffin Home, and it also tells them where to find the code. So they, excuse me, they have different places where that code can be located. This gives them the information they need. So it's really, really important. And this thing is also updated. It's amazing how often I do need to update, but sometimes, you know, for example, the zoo has had the code at the gift shop, at the Passport cafe at some point. Right now it's located in the office if you are a member, so that things change. So it's really important before they go someplace to take a look. All right, and go back. All the instructions, if you know, I kind of went through this pretty fast. I kind of flew through it, but all the instructions are right here. It explains what to do, how to earn the points, what and who to contact. And again, this is always available. And if you have any questions, I'm also available to present in classes. I'm just as bubbly in class, and I often bring, you know, like swag to give out. So please let me know. I'm happy to go to any classrooms. The most recent one I went to was Chapin, and I went to Canutillo. No, not Canutillo, Parkland. So I'm happy to go to classes. Again, I bring swag, and I take about 15 minutes to talk about the program and get students excited about it. So please let me know if you'd like me to go to your classroom. And the next thing I want to show you, am I at EPCC? Is everyone looking at the website, main website?
Yes.
Cool. So I want to show the video, and it is a couple minutes, but this is, I wanted you to get an idea of what we're hoping that you'll show your students before they do Apply Texas, if you were involved with helping students do that, or even if you're doing career exploration in your classes, and how to get to the different parts of the resources that we have. So the first, in order to see the video, and come on, video go, so as we hit apply, and then under the enrollment checklist, if we go down and apply for admissions, that's this button way over here. And here is the video. So I'm going to hopefully see, and please let me know if it is not playing and you cannot hear it. It should work wonderfully.
I don't hear it.
Oh, no one heard it? That's unfortunate. Yeah, so I mean, I haven't successfully been able to have the volume work on in the when we hit play. But I wanted to show you there just in case you know where to find it. And I'm going to go through one more time. It's under the Apply tab, and when you hit the Apply tab, you're going to go into the enrollment checklist and then apply for admissions, and that's where it's located. It's also located on our YouTube channel under our ongoing programs. So there are two different places where you can find it. This is the easiest way to find it, and hopefully, you know. Hopefully, I always wish it could. I mean, I've never yet had media work with the video working in the video parts. But yeah, so
Dr. Quiros, do you want me to try and share it? See
Sure.
if we can hear it?
Yes.
Okay, give me a
Give
second.
it a shot. It could be my computer. It could be my connection. It could just be my, I don't know, bad juju. Oh, let me stop sharing. That would probably help. There we go. Yeah.
At El Paso Community College. Before we get started, let's talk about the college.
EPCC's programs of study are divided into 8 areas of study.
I don't hear it. Does anyone else hear it?
No, there's no sound, Celeste.
Yeah. But I will say this, we're also working on a Spanish version, so that for those parents who like to know too, and also a closed caption version. Those are in the making right now. We hope to have that script done by the end of October. So we are hopefully, excuse me, that we will update that pretty soon. So that is my presentation. I'm really hoping that you can use this information, use those. Oh, one more thing, I forgot. I wanted to show you I wanted to show the to credit parasite. I wanted to show you where the programs, so the programs of study page. And there's 2 things I want to show you that's brand new that just came up last semester. And that's, first of all, the Find Your Match right here. This is a brand new career assessment. The cool thing about this particular career assessment is that it automatically connects to different programs. Because a lot of studies says, oh, okay, you'd be really good in these areas, but not really into, actual programs that are helpful. So this is a really fast career assessment to give students a place to start. And if we take a look at some of these different websites, you'll see that you have the Applied Science and the Certificate of Completion. If they click on the Applied Science, it has the degree plan and the program website. it's under the program website, where they may have different, this one, not all of them have it, but some of them have different, they'll have like a video, or they'll have the career information. So let me take another look back here. But not all of them have it. It's there are, let's see if I can find ones I knew about. So degree plan, program website, career information. Here's a good example in biology. And you can see how not only does it have the amount or how much money, it has a video about it. And if they click on it, they'd actually have even more information about what's needed to be in that kind of career. So many of the websites have this updated information. Is everyone with me on the degree plan or program of study page?
Yes.
Yep, we can see it.
As I'm flying through it, I never know if it's like keeping up with me. So the program of study page, this is all brand new. All of those, the updates to the programs of study page, these websites that just happened recently, that just happened in the last spring semester. So this is really quite new, and we're really excited about having this resource for all of our community to look into that career exploration. So if you are doing that, I encourage you to use this program of studies page as a resource. Okay, so that should conclude my presentation. So are there any questions?
So were there any questions posted in the chat?
There are no questions posted in the chat, but Cheryl Patterson did say great, good information. Thank you.
Cool. Oh, excellent, excellent. And again, please let me know. I'm happy to present, and I usually have my voice. I'm happy to present with some swag for anyone who's interested in having the information for the students directly.
So real quickly, Andy, I actually do have a question, and it's about the Tejano passports. And just correct me if I'm wrong. I know obviously the primary focus is the students, getting them involved, getting them engaged, but faculty can go and participate in the program too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone with an EPCC username and password can participate. And students love to see their faculty out. If they said, and I really encourage you, if you do that, to say, hey, I just went to this play, or I just went to this museum, or I just went here to this event. That is actually a better mentoring, motivating factor than just having the program. Students are far more likely to participate in the community if they have an adult that's nearby, or close to them, that's doing the same thing. That makes it normal, makes it, of course we're going to go out, of course we're going to do so. Yes, you can absolutely get medallions as well. We've had a number of faculty who have medallions, and when the EPCC, when we have graduation, we have commencement, faculty of course come as well as administrators. I wear my medallion, and there are a number of faculty who have medallions that wear theirs for commencement.
That's wonderful. It's actually really great. I'll open up the floor very quickly if anybody else has any additional questions. Well, if not, I can assure you, and having worked with Dr. Quiros for as long, Sue, did you have a question?
No, actually, I think you already addressed it. Celeste asked, do we get medallions as well? Yeah, you got that.
No, but what I was going to say, and having worked with Dr. Quiros for as long as I have, I can assure you, if you do invite her to your classroom, she will go. And for our dual credit partners out there, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring the college to you, particularly a program that everybody should know about, but at the same time, there's still more of a need to get the word out on. So anything we can do to certainly do that, by all means, feel free. And I promise you, she does show up with swag, and she's very bubbly, and everything is very positive and upbeat. She's very, very much like that. All right. So unless there are any questions, I did see it a couple of minutes ago, so please remember to complete the session evaluation posted in the chat. And as you all hopefully know, you'll have an opportunity to win a door prize. And the chances of winning actually increase as you attend more workshop sessions. So we have more scheduled for tomorrow, and then on Saturday. Our pre-conference workshops continue throughout the week. And our conference itself is this Saturday morning, beginning at 8:45, with the keynote address at 11. Again, Dr. Quiros, thank you so much for everything. Thank you to all of you for attending and for participating. And we hope to see you tomorrow evening and throughout the rest of the week. So with that, thank you, everyone. Unless there's anything else, everybody have a great afternoon, and we'll see you.
Bye.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.